come up with a business idea, developed a business plan to support your idea. Well, you have to come up with the capital for running the entire business. After having the capital, you're going to bring it up. You're going to make the business. You're going to start it up. My name is Martha. Welcome to the show.
Smart 24 TV, driving business. We are channel 372 on DSTV and 394 on GoTV. Welcome to the show. I'm Samali.
We are at Caravan Turkish Restaurant here at Centenary Park. Welcome to the show. I am Bronia. Today on the show, we are discussing business startups after gaining capital. We have different ways of starting up businesses. For instance, inheriting, starting from scratch, and also buying a well-finished business.
You said starting from scratch would be a way of setting up a business.
Yes.
Okay.
This is whereby you have the money and you're beginning the business by yourself. You're buying the equipment by like you're starting up, like everything you're buying.
You already have the idea, you already have your capital, you already have your plan.
Yes.
So if I'm starting from scratch, I'm raising everything is me alone. I don't have a team with me. Or what do you think?
No, I think
it works for young people, by the way, because you don't have money. You don't have that much money. For example, you can't afford rent. So in Zogamba, if it's office work, office no you take a worker, or you put it online and you just have to spend on data.
Yeah.
And then later on you build up mpola, or maybe you can even be mobile, you know. And then before you know it, if it's established and the profits.
Okay.
And maybe for those who have the good money on them and they already have the capital, let's say setting up a business like in person, you can mobilize some people, you can employ some people. I think that's starting from scratch. Let's say you want to set up a studio. You're buying new cameras, you're buying the lights, everything. Yes, you're renting the place, and let's say you need some assistance.
That's when you have ample capital.
Remember, you already made the capital thing. You already got your own capital. You plan as a person. I am going to
from the amount of money you have
to do my studio.
Yes.
So starting from scratch, I'm going to raise this money. I've already raised the money. Now I'm going to go buy the cameras and everything. Still, I'm starting from. I didn't find anything there.
True.
I didn't find the house building. I didn't find the studio there. I didn't find anything.
You're setting up everything
alone.
Yeah, I buy that.
Investing on the foundation is not.
Like if you look at someone who has been saving maybe 1K every day, just so I go camera bay.
No, it was an example. It was an example,
okay.
yeah.
No,
Trying to show to this person who is starting from scratch.
Yeah.
It depends on the money you have.
Chapati business. Because if you save 1K a day, a month that is 300,000.
Yeah.
In a year you can raise approximately like 7.2. Yeah. From the various ways she has given us on how to start up a business alone, we've gotten the one of starting up from scratch.
Yeah.
As a person in business, starting from scratch. Why would you opt for starting from scratch?
Because we're just young.
Okay, I think starting from scratch, it helps you set the business the way you want it.
And
like
by the way, it
in
can
your
be
own
small
comfort.
scale or big scale.
Yeah.
Investing on small scale as it is an easier way to generate our own capital and manage it since it's a small scale business.
Yeah, it helps you manage your business on your own, set your own rules and conditions. You get to learn by the way from the little mistakes you make.
I think it also has a problem since it is you alone. It looks like a one-man army, though a business can be, according to a plan someone has made, it would be good for someone to have a team supporting them, though it is
if you can afford hiring people, I think it's really okay. That's also starting from scratch.
The best way I think is to just get a couple of friends who you have interests with. This comes through conversations. What conversations do you have when you're having lunch or moving? And because hiring is something else, when you hire someone, they expect money. And if it's a startup, when you're like the beginning phase of a business, and this person knows that they've come and done the work, so you have to pay them. So the best way is getting friends.
You speaking of essential I think starting from scratch, you're patient. You understand? You need to know you're beginning this business. It will not produce you enough money at the moment. Like you will not gain profits all the time.
Yeah.
You're starting up something. You just have to be a little bit patient. So also hiring abantu abanakuyambako on your business. Mpola.
Also referring to our business plan we had talked about, and also the other analyses we've been having about the business plan. There's what they call analysis, market analysis.
Yeah.
So as I'm starting from scratch, I have to analyze my market.
What audience am I targeting?
Yeah, my previous customers, if I had something I was doing before or something I was selling was being sold before. So the previous customers have to tell me what they know.
By the way,
And I select from there and give them the good services.
I
Yeah.
want to point out you saying that you start like when you start from scratch, and you talked about the hiring bit. For example, if you're working, like if you're offering home services, or maybe you interacting with people like in proximity to their homes, not office or in a casual way, you have to start like gwenga gwenanyine chintu,
True.
so that you understand people. Actually, do you know that you're able to know like a business template, the suppliers, if I do this and this,
That is the entire
the
analysis
profits
of your
and the
business.
losses,
Yeah.
before you put someone, so that when someone comes, wakugama nti this and this didn't work out, so manya whether they're stealing from you or they are what? They are working.
That's how
And
you
then also
analyze
adding
the
up on your
business.
point, when you start from scratch, it helps you create that strong bond with your clients and your suppliers.
Nebakumanya.
Because bana bantu obo bamanyi, you get to know, you get to learn everything in the business what sector.
And you realize these businesses we make, if you are available, customers will come.
True.
If you, for example, if you're doing chapati, nobulamu weekend.
So consistency
So you
is
have to be
key.
Consistent.
consistent,
Yeah.
and then you have to analyzing the market is so much of you learning your people and getting to engage in the environment as a person doing the
Okay.
business.
Do you guys think about competition when you're starting up this same
Yes.
business?
When you're analyzing, I
Whether
think.
you're also able to know about your competitors
Yeah.
other than you. But I think a startup is more important for you to, like, kutandika nga tonaita abantu. Okay, olumo, like the work is hard and hectic, I know, but you have to first engage yourself. And if you talk about competitors, yeah, that's right, because you'll be able to know the pricing, you'll be able to know where they are bad and like where are your weaknesses and where are your strengths compared to
But
them.
also this thing also has some disadvantages.
Yeah.
As
Like?
you're doing the starting from scratch thing, it has some problems.
It's hectic. One, you've never been in this business sector. You'll
People are
struggle a
rude.
lot.
Yes.
People
You
are
also
rude.
have
You'd
bad
have,
energy from other
yeah,
people, that
negativity.
You don't know where to
Tagenda
supply
sobola,
from.
yes.
You don't know how to supply from your
And maybe
things.
your competitors are not going to help you, like tell you which suppliers are genuine.
But you've had competitors. Like, why would a competitor tell you?
No,
where
there is
they're buying
positive
They have to
competition,
tell
by
you.
the way. You
They-
can,
they have
yes.
to.
No,
Come at
some
your
of
shop
them.
and tell you, for example, if it's a saloon, a ladies
Yeah,
salon,
yeah.
nona bazinembiri zosiba. Oli gundi asiba bulungi okusinga gwe.
Yeah.
That
Or
that
this is
thing,
the
eh?
place we
matter.
buy from
If you
our
start up a
products.
business in Gagwe, you have no kid, you have nothing,
Yes.
and you put it next to a woman who has 5 kids to what? To
Yes,
feed,
yes.
and maybe they are a single mother. Do you really think they will let you make the profits?
Remember, she has
Not
been
all
in
people are bad
in the
though.
run before.
Not all people are bad as
Some
well.
even some would come and become your friends to get
Yes.
customers from you.
By the
Just
way.
like a skill of, okujja ku but if you're starting from
Disadvantages.
scratch, it kind of disturbs you. Toina wo tebakuzimbidde nti osanzewo already a built house where you're going to put your things. You're going to the rent alone.
It
You
will
have to do
drain
it
you
alone.
so much.
Just drains you. have to be determined.
Resilient.
And patient.
True.
On top
Yeah.
of that,
So talking about inheriting, you guys, for those, okay, I don't mind inheritance because it's a good thing.
Yeah.
actually, this is for
Let's
guys
say, let's say you're
who have grown up, who have been born with silver spoons in their mouth.
Not
Some
only
still
those
some,
though,
some
not
parents
only
are
those.
Just making life. Some like they keep on
Like,
improving.
do you know these people who have buildings? And let's say your mom set up a shop
Okay,
in
those
that
are
area,
assets.
and exactly, you're inheriting.
Yeah.
So you've been, let's say when you get back from school, you've been helping your mom around. You know how everything works at the place. And this time comes and you inherit the what? The shop. I feel like it would be much easier for you
It would be
because
easy
you've been
work.
in the system. It would be
Imagine-
very
Imagine
flexible.
inheriting a farm at home, like
Inheriting.
You know?
Okay, it's simpler, you know, because your parents were there. But you realize that it's 12 months of the year. Leave the COVID problems.
Yeah.
12 months, but you spend 9 months in school. You
Yeah.
get. When will the kid learn the business?
she's going to
Like
come
I
after,
said,
after her
in
form
your
6 or form
holidays.
4,
In your
those long
holidays.
Yeah.
vacations. Mutake musomero. She starts by doing small things, providing when it's lunchtime, taking kids to the toilet to go and pee and everything.
True.
That is my example. That's how I learned teaching kids. Because my mom had
Okay.
the school, so I would just go and, small.
Be around
But
them,
inheritance also has a problem.
of course.
Actually, first wait. What if the kid is not interested?
Now you have to teach
That's
them
also a
teach them
point.
to like the thing.
You can't teach someone to like something they don't like, by the way.
If your parents have a school, by all means, it would be an easier
all
thing for
means.
you. Yeah.
It would be easy matter
yeah,
if
based
you
on the
like
job skill
teaching,
of
if you
our
like
country,
teaching
yeah.
yourself.
Also that, but if we're based on the job skill of our country, to gamble for social sciences, to campus, your mom has a school. You're going to leave campus, you come back at home.
No jobs, I
You
know.
will have no option but to go and teach with your mom, by all means.
Okay.
Maybe if situations push you to that
Yes.
extent,
So what's the good side of inheriting?
Inheritance is
you
a
don't
work.
get stressed. Like you won't stress about capital, you won't stress about
The renting
renting.
thing.
Like it would be so easy, but at the
It
same
will
time,
ambu
it
too,
also
is it?
comes. Yeah, it also comes with many
But
But
disadvantages.
inheriting may fail at some point if the kid, you know, parents really work hard. You know, we have to put value, like we have to put value onto things.
Yeah.
But you realize that omuzadde kyavaluinga all your guardian or whoever's given you that business. Gwenga goba to kivaluinga most times because you didn't work for it.
Yeah.
Wakisanga busanze awo, and then they've given it to you. You get. So those problems come in whereby since you don't value it, you won't work so hard, and 9 months or 6 months down the road, the
You'll
business
not
has
also
collapsed.
like you'll not know the energy you have to put into a business because you didn't start up that business. Like
Yeah.
you won't toil, you won't have that energy, that vibe.
I think the parents should teach their kid, like before giving you my building. I tell you that, remember the time buildings, they have that cupboard of trustees, like those people have been working with your parent.
Okay.
Abatekemu mu business, but go kola n'abo abantu before you start doing.
Also
But those
speaking,
people
also
will
speaking
pretend.
thank you. Also speaking about those people who will be involved in that business, you're
Yes.
inheriting.
Yes.
Some relatives, you know, not all relatives will be happy that you're inheriting
Just
that
hate
business.
you, some
One,
are just bad.
there will be
Hola,
miscommunication.
eh?
They'll feel like you're not capable of doing anything. They'll not listen to you.
Me, I think wewe not a bikulia. But most importantly, for a kid to value a business, omuleta obulesi, if you usher them into it, tasobola kumanya how hard things are out there for them to take what you've given to them seriously. So me, I think soko omuleke agenda atambuleko, alabe how hard, you know, like the hustles at work and all these things. And when finally they've seen it all, then no mukolache.
But
No
That's in
ushering.
your own
Our parents,
opinion,
that's why-
Samari, not all parents.
Because trust me, a kid, the moment, for example, by them from 6, atula summer, and before you know it, atu them office here.
No, some parents will ask you.
guys
I
don't have those
hustled.
kids in your
I
school.
hustled to help my what? To help my child.
Yeah.
How can I watch my kids suffer?
Suffer.
All in the name of they should.
Some parents even
Some
help.
parents
but-
wouldn't.
but-
I
okay.
know.
I'm taking mukubona abo.
No.
But you know life is hardcore.
True.
You know, you're never going to protect this kid. Now, for example, Martha, is your mom with you here?
Okay, Samali, it's really okay for you to educate your what? To educate your kid about this whole business, but not in that way really.
Yeah.
That's so painful.
So you guys, as the inheritance thing is really a big thing, it's a good thing to consider.
Yeah.
We had also our street people who told us their views about this thing. Okay, though most of them really liked the inheritance thing. It
I
looks
know.
like
Comes
Easy work.
easy. Silver plate, you know?
My name is Bagenda Alvin. I'm a third year student of Bachelor of Science in Accounting at Makerere University Business School. For startup capital, I think it really depends, but most people, or what I know, for the most of it, it's scratch or you come with your savings. Some people have inheritance, some people start out with loans. But yeah, for the most part, I believe the easiest way or the best way maybe to start is with the one savings.
About startup capital for the business, yeah, I think basically it's all about inheritance. We can do inheritance. We can use loans from the bank or any financial institution. Then we can also buy an already established business. But I think the best option would be to get a loan from somewhere else, because you can get a nice loan with a small interest rate that can help you to start up the business, and you later use the profits to reimburse into the business. I think that would be the best option, because some people lack inheritance money, and of course you cannot just buy an established business without getting capital first from other sources.
I'm Nambuya Jackie from MOOBS BBS 3, and I would recommend, for startup capital, I would recommend someone to start from scratch if they already have a lot of information about what they are going to do. And also, if someone wants to start like continuing business, I would recommend that they know whatever, like information about that business, because most people sell off their businesses when they are not doing well. So for someone to get a continuing business, they should have adequate information about it. And also about inheriting from family, that it depends. But the best option I would think is starting from scratch.
My name is Iwazibo Grace. I'm a student at MUBS, doing Bachelor of Science in Accounting, year 3. According to me, startup capital is the money that you use to start a business. So startup capital is majorly gotten from various sources. For example, you can get your startup capital from your own savings, meaning the money that you have saved in the long run. And also you can get the money from a loan, but that one is charged with interest. Or it can be from inheritance. For example, the business might have been surviving from your previous parents and they can assist you. The best one would be savings. Savings have this advantage that you're not going to be charged an interest, so you already have an advantage over the others.
Hello, my name is Husna Namayanja. So for a business to start up, I would recommend Scratch, because it's better for a business to be started up with money that is yours, rather than taking up a bank loan. It's better for a business to be started up by scratch using your own money.
We'll be back from the streets, and those are some of people's opinions about business startups. And continuing with the bad side of inheritance, we're still discussing about it.
Yeah.
It's not only for the guys with silver spoons in their mouth. Those people who are born, no. It's not only for people who are born with silver spoons in their mouths, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
There are some people, now their parents, Bambi, they have, made their life. So they don't really have a big setup. They might have a 2 mizigo thing.
Yeah.
And they leave it to you as your capital. As your startup. Like,
Ngatomanye nakuyo, you know what to do about it.
it's very, it's not,
I
not
think
a bad
inheritance
thing.
doesn't have to be so big, like a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, you realize that inheritance also comes back down to what you want. Because there are people who have business have value. Believe me, it won't stay there.
I
And
know.
when you check inheritance, how many businesses have been inherited in Uganda here and they've stood test of time?
True. There are some.
This guy of
There's some.
bread, Chidawali.
Chidawalimi.
Yes.
Okay.
That
okay.
guy.
Chidawali
But,
kid, you
but he's the only one. But
I think what leads to the most downfall of those businesses is the kid having less knowledge about the
and
business.
even that team, there's a person left behind.
yeah.
You could be
Very
resented by
American.
your family members
Yes.
just because Rachiba Mwanga, she or he cannot what?
They have-
Cannot manage.
Lugubanto, like.
Yeah.
Kati, there are some people mnaenga they are loaded nga solo gula business and number.
You guys
Yeah.
buying a business, sounds already expensive, like buying.
For those who can afford, like
Kale,
she said.
nedda olaba ogena nobera mu nfo and then you see someone struggling kitegeera nga rent bamubanja emyezi 8, you know, or maybe nga business tetambula and for some reasons here and there
Yeah.
they're bali mabanja bali mu liability and you can cover all that. No kata
Okay,
business.
what does buying a business involve? It just me, I wake up, I see you not making profits and I'm like, buy or maybe let me buy.
No, let's say there's this person having a boutique somewhere and they're selling their whole shop altogether. You sit down with that person, nemuvala sente, you do some accountability, then they tell you the amount of money you're supposed to give them, then you pay, you take over the
You need
business.
a lawyer too.
I think
Nedda Martha.
Some people change.
Procedure.
Ezo business ziwankulu naye
It
kati
needs-
twogera tuli mu kwogera ku business buno kati nga bu sole proprietorship Martha ebyo biba bigezze.
No, why I say you need a lawyer, even
no,
a small
when you're
business.
selling, let's say a company, you'd need a lawyer.
Yeah, okay,
really.
okay.
No,
We do a business of chapati now.
Okay.
Tambulira. Why not really a big? Just need someone to be a witness.
Second eye,
Of you
in case
people.
of anything.
Kale nga muwandiika
Second eye,
endagaano.
yes.
Is it an
Yeah.
agreement?
Yeah.
And
an
Yes.
agreement.
another thing, when we call agreement here, you don't just make paper and pen. But you do something to
Photocopy
have it,
and
to
seal
have
it.
somewhere. Because me, I can change myself, but I'll be like, you did tell me that thing. I wasn't there. Nene can-
Okay. That's a bad side. That's the bad side of that.
Yeah. I
But
think that's
lawyer,
a bad
okuyita
side.
lawyer oba otulinde.
Just kajanja, but it's not okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eh,
Kale.
Okay,
Another
I
thing
think
about
buying a business is really good.
okay.
Because if you found a good business, you find that business with stable relationships with the suppliers and clients.
yes.
Kati, but sometimes tekiba kyangu because waliwo omuntu nga ye business, they come to that business because they like the person. For example, I have a friend like nearby home. Okay, suddenly their dad passed away, you know,
Sorry.
and he was in the business. But nga we yali mu business, they had a cousin who was always working with them. Yeah, and so the guy who took up this business, we were to Amani. So whenever he was there, nga bagamba nedda fetwagala oli. Okitegeera?
But
Summary,
yeah,
okay,
they
I think
expect that
in
when you buy
everything
that
there is a
business.
good and bad.
Okay.
You'd expect anything. So in case you get a business, the customers are not comfortable with you, try your best
To make them laugh.
to make them like you.
Analyze what they want.
Yeah.
Nedda
Do
omuntu
them good.
muguliremu mu employing.
No.
No, not
So,
really.
asobola okuyiwa business.
Maybe she also has a reason as why she's selling her business.
Most times people, for example, I'm going to travel to Dubai, like
Okay.
Dubai, I'm leaving.
Or I'm leaving Kampala, I'm going back to
Yeah,
the village.
I want to
do-
start a family.
Yeah.
Noyinza
Or
osanga
farming.
ng'oyo omuntu alina amabanja and they're
The
selling their
problem-
business
Yeah.
and
The problem with buying a business,
you buy it
Be
with
sure.
all its
come
problems.
with it.
Yeah,
Yes.
every problem.
Yes.
That is the only problem. But also buying a business has another problem. Besides it having problems coming through, sometimes this business may just be a bad one. And you may think you're coming to do it to make it better. Lechigana.
True.
Okay.
That's very true.
That is also another problem. Though I would take it as a good thing if I'm buying a business at a cheaper price.
At a cheaper price, do you realize that, for example, if you're doing a startup, it is quite more expensive kuba buli kimu oba okigula, you get. Naye omuntu ojja n'omugamba, oh, you're suffering. Kati, like you know when COVID came,
Yeah.
people were selling things for the sake of not getting profit out of them, but just to
But
survive,
now it's reward.
yeah, to fix a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
Okitegeera? So if already the business teleta magoba and maybe there is a problem to fix somewhere, omufuna nga yeetaaga sente so badly, kale kankyogere like omudondola can I say, like you can take things cheaply. Nogula business here now with all the equipment.
As also they're thinking, after you talking about the equipment, oyinza ogula business, nga these equipments need to be upgraded. Do you know? You're
Yeah,
investing a lot
actually,
in the
nganfu.
business. Nganfu, you understand?
Yeah, you're not
You find the
really
computer,
wrong.
yes.
You're like starting from scratch. But
You're like starting from scratch, but in some other way.
And it's kind of
Someone's scratch,
expensive.
someone's
Very
already old
expensive.
scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or osanganga the business that by the time they have sold to you the business, it's not the season for whatever you're
For
selling.
example, selling me a bridal business. Okay, that is time people are over getting married.
Yeah.
But there was a time where only weddings would be from November, December, and Jan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that would be a bad thing if you send me a bridal shop.
Use an example like Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
It comes once in a while.
Flowers. Okay,
They're
very
selling you
good
this.
now.
Yeah,
I'm getting
but
flowers.
Yeah, people get flowers,
and
but
those are
it's
rich
not.
people things.
Let us do-
Those
let
are
us do
rich
a
people
business
things.
Samali,
of
are you
chapati
loved
and
really?
snacks, eh? Those things of chapati and snacks. Yeah, they over when kids are at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nonguza business nga holiday ya eri kumpi kugwa. Neda tamu eri kumpi kugwa. So I might think ngenda kukola amagoba, but then kids come back at home.
Another example, like
They
these
want to buy
guys
like
who
this.
sell stuff that kids take.
Scholastic
Yes,
materials,
yes,
yeah.
books, pens. Like kids are already at school. You will
But
not
those
be.
problems, okay, even if it was starting up from scratch, it would be the same thing. They are seasoned.
But
You'd
that's
rather
but the good
have.
thing, I didn't find that a problem of that. I'm now starting my own
You
thing.
Martha Banna.
You
Like
when
it's
ba-
not
when
my
ba-
problem. Ndi mukugula business. Sawa
This problem
zino.
eba yange mama when
Yeah.
No, me, I think you guys just want things to be easy.
No, we thought about a problem of me having a business in times you're not the good times. Because trust me,
And
I'm
also-
not scholastic
But
materials.
Martha, when you know the good times and the bad times,
The-
because
the
when you
basic
don't
things.
start, when you don't
Basic
start,
things.
when you don't start, the problem you want to solve, you know, this like time works like microseconds.
Yeah.
Anything slight, nga buli kimu kikyuse, you get. So when you say bad or good times, you know, you'll never know.
Okay, let me give a good
Also
scenario.
buying
not
a
going to-
business, you guys, you would not. It's you guys. It's like having your own baby. You understand? Omwana gwa mukuziza. Do you know your parents can understand in this way of come on? Like your parents can understand. My kid is not happy. my kid is capable of doing this and that. You understand? You will not have the knowledge about that business at all. You will not know this time I'm in crisis mode. What am I supposed to do? You understand? When you start your own business,
That's when
hizo
research
manya-
comes in. You research, you don't just come.
sweetheart,
That
things
goes back
that
to your
has
business plan, but if it is about business,
yeah.
it would be having. You come to if I'm the business owner, she's buying it from me. The time I had problems in the business, I had my backup.
Yes.
I also had a backup. I wanted
Yeah.
it would be my secret.
That would be mean.
It would be mean, but
No,
that-
it might even be something that you cannot handle, you cannot use.
For example, if I'm selling scholars, if I'm selling bindas for school, if kids are not at school, are in holiday, I would do another thing. I would, for
Yeah.
example, go in their homes and coach them, or I would sell another thing.
Like you make sure that the
True,
products you're selling are more than one.
Nesigenda
Yeah.
chimugambo nazogula business yange. She didn't. First of all, she doesn't need to know those things. Yeah, zogula business.
And other thing, you guys, you're bumping into this whole thing. You don't know much about it. You're just bumping into the business.
Takes us back to our business plan. Analyze
Yeah.
those things before you start doing anything.
Yeah, you guys, let me ask, if someone sells to you their business, will they sell it to you with their business plan?
Now that's one, and that's also a disadvantage. Of
How?
course not.
How?
It is my copyright.
But business. So,
Nedda.
by the way,
Alaba omuntu abaguza idea. Takuwa buli kimu.
True.
It's like someone is buying something, like your comic something, or banabandika comic stories. Tagenda kuwa buli kimu.
True. Or omuntu ngatunda winery, ngaina winery shop. You understand?
Yeah,
That would not.
tagenda kuwa buli
Tagenda kuwa everything.
Nedda, nze kyendowooza is that let us people we are planning to buy businesses from. Tembe abampisa mbi.
Nedda.
Well, I may not do stuff like you do, all handle customers there, you do all produce stuff, but I think it's best for you to give me whatever was in the business.
Summary, let's say you're buying a
Because
restaurant.
remember, a
Take for
business plan
instance-
is a
Okay.
roadmap.
Take for instance, you're
A
buying
restaurant.
a restaurant.
Okay, Mumbuli.
No matter how much they educate you about the recipe that is
So
going to be
therefore,
used,
bangani.
you cannot
Nedda,
cook
naye twogera ku kya business plan.
It's also a business.
Now the recipe is the business plan.
business plan at the
All the
moment.
recipes I have for my cake I bake every day.
Yeah.
Is my plan.
Naye kati ogitunze, so what's the issue of you
No, why
walking
would I
away with a
give you
business
that?
plan?
I'm imagining you've come as a set business person.
Okay.
Or the caller saying, you have your own plan. How about you have your own plan? You take the business, me I keep my plan.
But still, I could make your dreams come true.
How?
By
Summary.
implementing what you have failed to do.
So summary, what you're trying to say is that when this person sells to you their business, they should stay around to
And
teach
watch.
No,
you.
you actually.
It's
you
like
guys,
starting from scratch.
you've given me a hint.
Okay.
You should keep in contact
I'm going
with
to
the
That's
person.
okay. That's okay.
With the person.
That's
okay.
okay. But then summary, you won't
Smartphones
bother
came
someone
in.
all that.
No,
No,
I
you
want
won't
to draw
bother
my
someone
line.
all the
I'm
time.
not saying that. Jangu ate like ompe omuguwa ompe nembuzi ompe na buli kimu you get.
My own knowledge.
As we're still driving business on Smart 24 TV, let us have a short break and we shall be right back.